Hi everybody, this is Jeff French again with Chess Tech for you. Uh, I am going to talk about the Chessnut Go. Let me get it a little bit better aligned in the screen here for you. Um, and I'm going to do a couple of comparisons between the Chestnut Air. So if you have a Chestnut Air and you're thinking about getting a Go, you can tell, a couple of the differences that may not be quite so obvious. I mean, obviously it's a smaller board, smaller pieces. The board is magnetic, the Go is, versus the Air. Uh, you have the same, basic layout of buttons, although the buttons on the Air are on the left-hand side. The lights, again, same basic idea as the Air. One difference between the Go and the Air is the Air you can connect by USB and actually connect to applications through the USB port. The Go doesn't support USB connectivity, only Bluetooth LE. So low energy Bluetooth doesn't take up a whole lot of power. It does work with both of the Chessnut applications, both the old one and the new one. And so does the Air, for that matter. But the big difference on Windows is you can't use the old application on the Go because it only supports USB connectivity. So you do have to use the new application for Windows connectivity using Bluetooth. And it works. It's fine. It's just you can't use the old one. If you want to use the old one, you need to go to a Android device or possibly iPhone. I don't know. I don't have an iPhone device to test with, so I can't tell you. But if it's important, of course, you can't connect USB with, you know, phones anyhow or tablets, so that's irrelevant. Um, so the size of the king, on the Go is they're 2 inches tall. The Airs are quite a bit bigger. I'll just bring over a king from the Air just to give you an idea of the difference in sizes. It's you know a bit taller. About maybe an inch or so, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I want to say we said they were 2 3/4 of an inch, if I recall right. I don't remember. Go back and look at the Evo overview because the pieces on the Air and the Evo are basically the same size. You can swap them. Again, all pieces are recognized as the piece type and the color. So there's full piece recognition on the Go, just like there is on the Air and the Evo for that matter. You do get an extra set of queens, one for each side, which is nice. Um, and then, everything else is pretty much, as it is. I've actually got it on right now. You just, hold the power button, kind of like you do with the Air for a couple seconds until it turns on or off, so I'll turn it back on here real quick. And, you know, it automatically goes into the middle light blinks saying, hey, I'm waiting for a Bluetooth connection. So, and of course the plus is about, starting a new game and whatever else, Chestnut is defined for it. I don't use that button hardly at all. So if you do, fair enough, it's still there. And let's move forward just a little bit. Let me give you a little bit of overview. I asked Chestnut about operating temperatures for the Go. I think if you're going to have a portable device, you need to know, how cold or how hot you can, put it in a, car and have it still work after you, take it back out to use it. Uh, and so they're saying for the operating temperature when it's charging is between 32 and 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Those numbers are weird. I know that, especially the 113, but they gave them to me in Celsius. I converted them to Fahrenheit, and that's what it came up with. So, and I double checked my numbers. So, 32 to 113 degrees Fahrenheit when charging. When discharging, in other words, power's on, -4 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, hey, It's pretty hot, all kidding aside, but part of that temperature may be coming from the battery discharging too, so I don't know. The storage temperature, this is, the board is off and, you just, leaving it sit. They say the best, idea for storage is 23 degrees Fahrenheit to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. And the recommended operating temperature is between 72 and 82. It's basically 77 plus or minus 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and again, that seems kind of like reasonable. A nice day, probably 85 won't hurt, to be honest with you. And again, the ranges say, even the storage temperature when it's discharging is between -4 and 140 degrees. So how much that is because of the battery, I can't answer, but I don't think it goes backwards. It would be going up. But it would allow you to run at -4 degrees because the battery is going to keep the other electronics warm. Maybe. But I don't know what I'd want to sit outside and play at -4 degrees either. So, hey, that's just me. So keep that in mind. If you take the board, it does come with a carrying case, which I will show you just a little bit later. I want to go through, just a sample of at least the newest Chessnut application. I've got both of them installed. To be honest with you, other than if I had a tablet or a device that only supported 32-bit, you can't install the new application. Okay, but the old application does work fine, even with the Go. But there are some nice new features that are very, very similar to what the Evo provides. And other than, I believe Chessnut Vision isn't part of that. If it was, it would be awesome, and I hope they add it someday. But right now, it's not there. It says chess.com works with Chessnut Vision, but to be blatantly, obvious, I don't play on chess.com using their application. Typically, I use Chess Connect because I just find I like it. It works with most of the boards I have. It's the same interface. I mean, I'm basically just connecting to the chess.com website. I know it works. And again, Chess Connect browser plugin, it just works. I mean, I've been really happy with it. It works. I did a demo of the DGT with the DGT Pegasus playing on chess.com with it. There's no real difference between using the Chess Connect browser plugin with the Chessnut Go. You just have to pick the Chessnut driver instead of the DGT Pegasus driver. So, go and look at that video if it's something of interest to you. And you can play on Lichess as well using that browser plugin. So, use the application if you want to. I personally don't. So anyhow, let's bring this up here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and press the power button just briefly real quick to get the Bluetooth going again, because after a while it stops even looking. So you'll see the blinking light, on the Bluetooth. And then I'm going to go and, connect, I hope. It's already connected before I even got there. So that's cool. So now we're connected to the Chessnut Go, and I can go in and I can play a bot game or an online match or whatever the case may be. Let's just do a real quick startup here. Now, something I do want to tell you that's a little bit different. I don't really know why they chose to do this, but the LEDs on the Chessnut Air are in, if you're facing the board from white's perspective, the LEDs are in the top right of the square. On the Chessnut Go, they're on the bottom left. Don't ask me why. I haven't got a clue. But be aware. I mean, maybe you would prefer them to be on the bottom left, and that would be a reason to purchase the Go if you had the Air. But it is what it is. Also remember, the Go is electronic. The pieces are magnetic. The pieces don't move when you lift the board. So where the Air, I guarantee you they will. So let me straighten that out a little bit, get a look at what it needs to be. Let's just, start a game here real quick. And like I said, the the LEDs illuminate on the bottom left of the square when I'm facing white. I'm sitting over here, so you know, so it's gonna sit here and basically you know, and because I have the audio on, you can the sound option enabled. It actually tells me the move that's being made, so I don't even need to look at the application. I can and besides that, the LEDs illuminate. I could actually turn off the LEDs and still play the game by listening to what's happening. So just be fully aware of this kind of thing. Um, and I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, you can use all the applications that the Evo does. The Chess Dojo, which is just has a whole bunch of different player bots again that you don't have to go online to play. We call them personalities, is what they do. They're pretty famous personalities where the programmers set up those personalities as part of the engine, and you can play at those personalities at different levels. So just because you're playing Fischer doesn't mean you're playing Bobby Fischer at his strongest. You can actually adjust the rating level of the engine even with the different personalities. So that's kind of nice. PGN Master Pro, or just PGN Master, just PGN Master. There's a Pro version, which I do have, and I prefer over the non-Pro version. But then there's something called Chess for Android, at least on Android devices. That works pretty well. There's something called White Pawn. That works for the Chessnut Go. Trying to think if there's anything else. Like I said, the Chess Connect driver, or the Chess Connect, does work on the Chessnut boards just like it does on the Pegasus, DGT Pegasus. As a matter of fact, the only thing that doesn't work as far as electronic boards that I have, smart electronic boards, is the Square Off Pro. Maybe someday they'll add that. And again, you just basically load them up and connect. You don't have to have the application on. They just connect through Bluetooth LE. It all works very well. So you've already seen pretty much the overview of the Chessnut Go. It's not complicated. There's no Chessnut Vision. It's part of the Go, or the basic Chessnut application for Android. Hopefully they'll add it someday, like I said. And that's pretty much it. Let me show you the case here real quick. It's really kind of nice. I'm gonna put this down over here. So it's a zippered case. It closes up with a zipper. Has two different sides to it. This side has, is where you put your board. You just, take all the pieces off, slide it in. The pieces and your cables and stuff like that go in here. There is a little note that says make sure you don't have it protruding so far that it's going to affect, the board. I mean, you don't want to damage your board when you close up the case. I wouldn't recommend setting something on top of the case with the board and pieces in it. Just keep it, the topmost part of it so you don't crutch anything. And you should be fine. I mean, it works. The nice thing about the piece side of things is that is actually Velcroed in. The piece of Velcro that runs across right there, and you just take it out, take your pieces out, or put them back in, and get your board in there, close it up, zip it up. It comes with the board. It's nothing extra you have to purchase or anything like that. It's really quite nice. And I can't think of anything else to say. Oh, well, one thing to be fully aware: do not, and I will repeat this, do not put your board on a middle table. Some of the LEDs will illuminate for whatever reason. Can't tell you why. I mean, if you look at the bottom of the board, it's plastic. Yeah, I mean, it's totally plastic. I mean, I actually put some rubber feet on it because I do have a metal table I kind of would have liked to use. I was hoping that that would keep the problems from continuing to occur. It did not. I was still getting LEDs illuminated. It was acting funny and stuff like that. So do not put this board on a metal table. So if you're, out and, camping and the picnic area has metal tables, I don't recommend using it on it. Find yourself something, a wooden picnic table, or heck, sit on a blanket on the ground or something like that when you're playing with this board. So just be aware. And I think that pretty much covers it. Hope I answered any questions you might have, just as a quick overview of the Chessnut Go. Using, any codes for additional discounts this time of the year doesn't work. They're giving you the highest value you can get. You can still use my code if you want to, which I will provide in the video details, which would give me a little bit of, income. And again, I'm not desperate. I don't need it. Do what you want. Make it as easy for yourself if you do decide to buy one of these things. I do recommend, the boards because they're pretty great. I mean, they just work. And I love my Air. I love the Evo that they provided to me for review, and I've done a couple of videos on that. And a lot of what I talk about with the Evo, and even the DG Pegasus, is applicable to the Go as well, and for that matter, the Air. I probably won't do an Air video because, quite frankly, the Go covers pretty much everything that the Air does. The location of the buttons is on the left-hand side if you're facing the board from a white perspective. And again, the board does have the file and rank notation on the side, so you can the number and letters of those easily if you're following along on a score sheet or something like that, if you're just playing against somebody else across the board. And to be honest with you, you don't even have to keep track because, like I said, you turn it on. You can, as long as that yellow light's going, it will capture the game, and then you plug it, connect to it from a device, and you can download those games from the board's memory. So, which is kind of cool. And so you don't even need a device connected all the time. You could play it, across the board, turn it on, make sure the yellow light's running, and it will capture the games for you. So, all good. And that covers it. So, you have a great holiday season. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll be back for other videos. I don't know what's going to be next, but it'll be something. Talk to you later.